We have Dr. Neera Agarwal with us, who's a esteemed colleague, a very senior person, and everybody knows about her.
Dr. Neera is the person to start this initiative in our hospital. The whole idea behind this session is basically for our senior clinicians to share their journey, what they have accomplished, how they have accomplished this, and for other fellow clinicians basically to pick some points. That is the first session. We plan to do more. I just hope that this is going to be very meaningful and knowledgeable, and we all pick some good things from the experiences of Dr. Neera. Dr. Neera.
Thank you very much, and ladies and gentlemen and dear colleagues, I assure you will be based on facts, only facts, and nothing else. Besides this, the challenges regarding the truthfulness of these will not be entertained. However, there may be some resemblance of few facts with my other colleagues, because I consider that the life cycle of almost all the medical professionals is almost similar. I am a 76-year-old young girl, not because my husband thinks, but it is because I really can work efficiently for hours together. I eat and sleep well. I can see and hear properly. I can even dance sometimes. I have no illness, and I don't use any Botox, but still I'm able to create some jealousy with my other colleagues. I consider that the life cycle of any human being is like a piano, where the white keys represents the happiness and the black keys the sadness. But it is also true that with the help of hard work, dedication, determination, these black keys can also be made to create music. Friends, my life has not been a simple journey of progress. There were several black keys as well as many ups and downs, but it was the situation or the decision that I had taken at those times which has helped me to achieve what I have achieved today. My journey started on 24th July 1942 in one of the respected Punjabi family of city of Agra. My father was a lawyer and mother a well-known social activist. She was the only lady in Agra at that time who did the PhD in Hindi. She was also a very strong and courageous lady, and she used to work for the welfare of young girls by rescuing them from the clutches of Agra's prostitute. And I learned that life, you should be courageous in your life, is the motto that I learned from her. I was the sixth child after 4 brothers and 1 sister. And as childhood, I was a very carefree girl. I never was interested in studies, so much so that I could clear my intermediate examination with supplementary in chemistry. On the other hand, my sister, who was only 2 years elder to me, was very intelligent. And घर में मुझे अक्सर सुनने को मिलता था, देखो बड़ी लड़की कितनी सोनी हैगी है तो सादा नाम रोशन करेगी, और छोटी तोबा तोबा पता नहीं क्या करेगी. I really started into feeling jealousy of my sister, and one day I decided कि कुछ तो मुझे ऐसा करना है जिससे मेरी तारीफ हो. At that time, in a small city of Agra, the girls used to have 3 options. Either they get married at an appropriate age, they become a school teacher, or the few good ones can opt for the medical profession. I decided that I should be a doctor. And I started working really hard, and you'll not believe that in first attempt, I got the admission to SL Medical College, Agra. So therefore, I think this little jealousy against my sister was the first turning point in my life, who has helped me to decide my goal. So therefore, is the jealousy always bad? Many of us, we consider this is a cynical emotion, but it may be a good motivator for many of us, as it did for me. After this, by this time, therefore, I became a habitual, not to drugs, but to reading, and therefore started doing very well in my MBBS courses. I was also very favorite, not only to the female, but also to male professors and teachers. And please don't think that it was because I was a good-looking girl at that time, but I was good in studies as well as in other activities like dance and drama. I also had a very competitive attitude. And I also, during this period, received several awards for my academic as well as the other activities. Since at that time, the admission to the postgraduate courses was on the basis of merit that the person used to get in the final MBBS examination, I got the admission to my desired subject of obstetrics and gynecology, which I cleared in a stipulated time, and that is in 1968. I got married the same year, but the financial crisis was the challenge to us, because both of us, we were not working and were not willing to take any help from our parents because they also belonged to middle class. After a few months, I managed to get a job, not of my specialty, but as a lecturer of physiology to teach the home sciences students. So this job really helped me monetarily, but also I learned a lot of teaching tactics from that job, and which were helpful in my future journey. So friends, really, I think that whatever job, whether it's small or big, whether of your specialty or not, do help us in one way or the other to be successful in our future life. Meanwhile, my husband got a job at All India Institute of Medical Sciences as the senior resident in plastic surgery. At that time, the admission to the job in All India Institute was very difficult without push and pull, but probably because of his sincerity and truthfulness that he got the job. After a few months, I also got the job, and probably by this time my husband was the pushing factor. It was during these 3.5 years of my senior residency at All India Institute, I really worked hard. Almost used to do 24 hours, 7 days duty, because out of the 3 residents that we were there at Institute, I was the only one who was staying in the campus. I was also not in favor of taking too many leaves, and so much so that I worked on the day I delivered. The other, once I completed my senior residency, the struggle started. Because there was no job and we were trying, and जहाँ हम जाते थे कभी मेरे husband को मिलती थी, मुझे नहीं मिलती थी, मुझे मिलती थी, husband को नहीं मिलती थी. So we were without for job for almost 1.5 years, and after that I got the job of lecturership at All India Institute. But friends, my struggle did not stop there, because for each promotion from lecturer to assistant to associate to additional professor, I had to appear in the interview in competition with the persons coming from all over India. And therefore, I did fail twice in my interviews, because then I started realizing that what the mistakes I did, and I worked on it and became successful in the next interview. So for me, I think the failure really inspired me to do better and therefore become a winner. As has been said by Jack, therefore don't worry about the failures, worry about the chances you miss when you don't even try. So this was probably the learning for me, that even if you fail, so please we can be successful in the subsequent interviews. During the almost for 14 years, I worked as a faculty at All India Institute, and during this time, I considered that I was a very popular as well as a good clinician. Besides this, academically also, I published about 70 papers in the various scientific journals, as well as delivered many guest lectures. And during this time, I also was associated with the Association of Obstetricians and Gynecologists of Delhi, initially as a treasurer, and then I became the secretary. I was also the primary investigator for the WHO project on the use of prostaglandin in obstetrics. And therefore, I had the opportunity to represent All India Institute at various scientific meetings as well as the forums. However, the single most important factor that played an important role in my achievement was the hard work, and hard work. और मेहनत की अहमियत को इस तरह कहा जा सकता है, दुनिया का हर शौक पाला नहीं जाता, कांच के खिलौनों को उछाला नहीं जाता, मेहनत से हो जाती हैं मुश्किलें आसान, क्योंकि हर काम तकदीर पर टाला नहीं जाता. That time I was also quite punctual in my going to the hospital, and please remember that I had to be, it was a necessity for me, because my professor Dr. Veera Hingorani was just staying opposite my house, और अगर मैं देर से जाती थी तो पकड़ी जाती थी, तो इसलिए हमेशा टाइम पे गई. Then other thing is that I really respected all my seniors, and I had a very good coordination with my departmental colleagues and the other colleagues of All India Institute of other departments. Therefore, important thing that we should remember is that strength and growth comes only through struggle and effort. After reaching as an additional professor, there was stagnation at All India Institute, and therefore some of my well-wishers, particularly Dr. J.S. Goleria, which I don't know whether any of the medicine person is here, you must be knowing him. He really emphasized that I should join the UCMS in GTB hospital as professor and head. And I joined in 1989 as professor, and that was that time when the college was shifted from the Safdarjung hospital to GTB campus, and therefore everything required development right from the scratch. That was probably the most difficult period for me, because I had almost, there were endless challenges in front of me, right from the space, the furniture, the equipment, and the staff. When I joined, I had only students as well as the patients and 3 staff members in the department, and one of them was a non-teaching specialist. He had no idea about how the medical college works, so he used to fight with me almost daily on one or the other point. Since I was on Leon from All India Institute, I many times thought that I should go back, and why I'm staying here with so much of difficulty. But again, I think जो बीत गया उसे सोचा नहीं करते, जो मिल गया उसे खोया नहीं करते, हासिल उन्हें होती है सफलता जो वक्त और हालात पर रोया नहीं करते. And that is why I continued, I decided that I will make this medical college as at least at par, may not be better than other medical colleges of Delhi. And you will not believe, after a few years, this college became the first choice of undergraduate as well as the postgraduate students, as well as the college started receiving recognition from various academic bodies like ICMR, the MCI, as well as the UGC. The credit really I would like to put for the faculty as well as my postgraduate students, because for almost as many years, the best thesis award as well as the best paper award given by the Federation of Obstetricians and Gynecologists of India was won by UCMS staff. Besides this, each and every faculty member, including me, had published several scientific papers in the national and international journals, We wrote many chapters for the book, as well as the book on various subjects of obstetrics and gynecology. I also had the opportunity to visit Southeast Asian countries as well as the United States of America as a WHO representative, and also went to Dharan, again with a challenge to develop the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Dharan Medical College. Then after this, we really had organized large number of CMEs, workshops, as well as the International Conference on the Reproductive and Child Health during this period. I also took over as a president of Association of Obstetrics and Gynecology of Delhi, as well as the vice president of Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology of India. Then the most difficult as well as the challenging program was that of Matri Suraksha Abhiyan. And this was the program of Government of Delhi, which required implementation and the delivery of antenatal care through 4,000 booths that we created at the different parts of Delhi, as well as particularly in the slum areas. And I was made in charge of this successful program, though I was not the employee of Central Health Services. Besides this, I also received this Doctor's State Award, which was always considered to be the bapati or the dharohar of the doctors who were working under the Central Health Services or Government of Delhi. So this was also out of thing, because till date I think no non-CHS officer has ever received this award. So therefore, the challenge is the pathway to engagement and progress in our lives. During this entire period of my UCMS, besides being very hardworking, maybe punctuality, maybe discipline, all those things are there, but few factors that I would like to really highlight which has helped me to be a successful person. And that was that I really helped, encouraged, as well as appreciated the work of my juniors, and also gave them the opportunities to progress. So much so, I remember that one of my own project, which got the first prize at World Congress in Japan, was presented by my junior faculty. The other thing, I always believed in ethical leadership. And I gave opportunities, equal opportunities to all of them, depending upon their position as well as on their ability. I remember one instance of the DNB, the interview and the selection was going on. One of the girl's father, she approached me, and he approached me, and he tried to even threaten me and tried to bribe me that his girl should be selected. But I selected only that girl who did the best in that interview. And that girl is still working with me. And now after this, I finished or superannuated in 2004 from UCMS, but they wanted me to continue for a few years more, but I think probably I was more interested to earn money. So I joined in 2005, Max Patpaganj, and and that was right from its initiation. And here again, I had the challenge of developing as well as establishing the department, as I faced at UCMS in GTB, and probably I became used to accepting this type of challenges. Then and the department then slightly and gradually started growing, and now to this stage it is in a good state to provide excellent care to all kinds of obstetrics and gynecological cases, as well as all the high-risk patients that are being referred from the neighboring cities. The other thing is that we also have established the special services like the infertility, the treatment of the infertile couple, as well as the endoscopic procedures. I really would like to thank that all my senior associate as well as the attending consultants, they are always giving the treatment to the patients that is based on ethics as well as whatever the evidence-based management is available. Besides this, I think the teamwork of my own department as well as the help from the other departments like anesthesia, surgery, medicine, as well as radiology, pathology, and so on. It is just not possible to really develop the department until and unless we get the support of the other departments. The support always has been from the administration. Initially it was, I remember, Dr. Sanjeev Malik, and then Mr. Neeraj, who has been really helping at every step. And I am really thankful to them that every time they are there to help us. Lastly, that I'd like to put some of the secrets of my success, and that is, I decided my goal and I focused on its achievement. Of course, I did a very hard work. I maintained the ethics always. I am really willing to accept the challenges, whatever or whenever it comes to, and I have a complete commitment to my work, as well as I respect my seniors and encourage my juniors. The other thing, I think the success may not have been possible without the help of my family members. One of the instances that I would like to tell you, and that I think I will never encourage my female colleagues to do that, was we all know that a working woman has dual responsibility. One is at home and the other is at their working place. And to do it effectively, a lot of sacrifices is needed. One sacrifice I did, and for which I regret even today, was that I left my son at 3 months of age with my parents, and he returned only when he was 10 years old, and at that time it was very difficult for him to get adjusted to a new place. And I really recommend that none of my female colleagues should do this. Therefore, what the motto is: dream, struggle, prevail, and succeed. And thank you very much for your listening.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the excellent talk. And anybody wants to learn something more or ask any questions, ma'am will be very helpful to answer about your struggles, anything else that you want to know from.
That's the husband question.
We have you.
About gynecologists. You know, it is very difficult to sleep at night. I used to sleep in another room, she sleeps in another room.
Professor Neera Agrawal, talked a lot about her life. It includes childhood, professional life, married life, and social life. She is a surgeon par excellence, a very gracious lady. We all the faculty members, all the doctors, they are proud of Dr. Neera Agrawal.
इसके लिए मुझे याद आता है एक बार थर्ड ईयर फेस्ट हुई, मैं उनकी कॉपीज चेक कर रही थी। सारी कॉपीज में एक शुरू से लेकर आखिर तक लिखा था आई लव यू, आई लव यू। क्या करा, उसके मैंने पेरेंट्स को बुलाया, एंड पेरेंट्स को बुला के मैंने समझाया कि देखो इसने क्या लिखा है, पता नहीं लड़का पढ़ता है या नहीं पढ़ता। And you will not believe that boy taught in obstetrics and gynecology. It was such a difference, Only the one thing I did, that I called the parents, I counseled that boy, okay, what you have done. But after that, there was no, means he really did
No looking back.
No.
Coming from the Department of Cardiology, I can specifically relate the way I have enjoyed seeing the consultations from your department, ma'am, because that's one area of gynae obs where whatever little I have interacted with the department for cardiac referrals, I think I've enjoyed those referrals because they had a certain quality to it, certain meaning to it, and I was pretty impressed the way you people have dealt with pregnancy and gynae, whatever you've sent for cardiac opinions. I think that's all shows the academic nature to the department, and what she said, ethics-driven treatment plans you put in place. I think the entire department is doing quite well. Thanks.
So I think everybody has taken a good message from ma'am, that it is the attitude that matters and hard work that counts to make your career a success.